And this ebook, 5 Ways to Attain Ease in Working Online, is all about the systems. So, what systems are out there? And I get asked this all the time, and you see it over Facebook all the time. What systems are out there? And then you go and have a look and you look at all the reviews and you start getting stuck. But I've certainly put my top ideas there.
Hello and welcome. Mentoring with Geraldine is a bite-sized practitioner podcast for naturopaths, nutritionists, herbalists, and practitioners. This podcast responds directly to your needs, the needs of the practicing natural therapist. With interviews, herbal discussions, something business and something clinical each week, you'll get the variety you need and enjoy to stay motivated in practice.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this bonus episode of Mentoring with Geraldine and the Bite Size Podcast. So how have you been lately? What have you been up to? Have you been enjoying yourself at work? Have you been placing yourself under too much pressure? Have you been thinking about how to spend some very much needed quality time with friends and family rather than putting all of your efforts into your business? Or do you feel that you're a little bit scattered in business, not really sure where to focus yourself? I certainly go through periods of that. I've got a very active mind and loads of ideas and thoughts of what I want to share with everybody and how much I could share and teach and what people would want to learn from me and how I can make things better for them to support their practice. Because that's what this podcast and everything I do is all about. It's about the other practitioner. It's about the naturopath, the nutritionist, the herbalist, the coach, the practitioner in their business, in their practice, and surviving in their practice. So, as I like to say, have more experience behind me. Not that I'm getting older, but but things change. And when we work, and I've been in practice for 15 years, something like that. And I've been in the healthcare industry for almost 30 years. And as we age within our own profession, we change. And not only do we age and we're not able to do things as much, we're not able to stand on our feet as much. Nurses find they can't do it anymore. Massage therapists realize that their bodies can't stay up to, the pressure of massaging other people. We do change and segue what we do when we look at other things and we see what we enjoy more. And what I enjoy the most is helping and supporting. And that's why I mentor. And so I mentor people clinically. That is in the Next Level program. We talk about everything at small groups, and we talk about clients. We talk about their issues. We talk about, what they need, how we can help them. We have conversations if things are distressing. We can really support each other because there's not many people in that group. So everybody gets the time they need to talk. And then I've got the graduate program, and that will be out and about again next year. You'll see it being advertised in the new year. And that's where I work again in smaller groups. And we go through everything related to practice. And I'm there to support them for 6 months. So we go through the subject matter that is missed in college. So there's a lot of pediatrics in there. There's a lot of pediatric training, and there's a lot of men's health in there. And there's a number of areas that aren't really covered in college very well. And that's what we cover in the graduate program. It's more education-based, webinar-based, but it is practice-based. Everything is practice-based because at the end of the day, you're working out of a practice. And so there's all of the things that go with it. And it's all very much tailored to the needs of the attendee, of the mentee, of the person who's there with me. When I look at my programs and I'm asked, I do small courses as well. I do challenges in strictly education and support. If you're not a member, do make sure that you go and join. I do challenges in there. I do short courses on college to career. That's just making sure everything's up and running and ready to go and you're really focused for your new practice. We've got one of those starting in November. I also do programs to practice. You've probably heard me talking about that because I really believe that programs support our clients. And they're quite hard sometimes to integrate into practice because we want to see everybody one-on-one and we want to find out what their problems are. But the simple fact is we do have an hour, which is a long time, or 40 minutes, 30 minutes even. It's a long time to spend with a client when you consider other modalities and other professions spend 15, 20 minutes with their clients. So we learn a lot about our client, but we end up repeating ourselves. And that's what a program is all about. So if you are a member of the general public out there and you're looking at, your naturopath has a program and you're thinking, oh, shall I do it? Shan't I do it? The reason they have a program is because that's the stuff they repeat every single time they see a client. We talk about detoxing your home, understanding the toxins of the home, understanding why we should eat and shouldn't eat certain things. And all of that is generally part of a naturopath's program. And it's, specific for your needs. If you're suffering from, PCOS or girls' problems, there will be a program that your practitioner can put you through that will support you alongside those one-on-one appointments with him or her. And when we think about how we can support our clients, I think about how I can support the naturopath, nutritionist, herbalist, and practitioner, coach, because they need support in different ways. There's the empathy that practitioners are giving out all the time. There's a knowledge base. There's being able to bounce things off somebody else. And not only are we bouncing off my client has this, that, and the other thing, this is what I'm going to do. What do you think? We also want to say, well, these people keep emailing me. What do I do about that? So there's also the practice advice that goes into it. And one of the things that I always tell everybody that they need to have is some sort of a digital download or a freebie, something that they can give to their clients. So Proactive Health, my business side, my naturopathy side, that one has, in the summer, you can get a 5-page recipe salad recipe book. And in the winter, I have a soups book. I also have a health graph that people can download and fill out, and that helps them to realize whether they're well or not well, what's going on with them. And then I forward that to a naturopath who works for me, and she sees them. Okay. So we all have these downloads. And yet the download I had for mentoring with Geraldine, I've had several, and I haven't really liked any of them. And I just had another epiphany the other day. I have them quite a lot, really. I do like to think up something new. And I thought that ebook that I need to get out there, I've got the webinar coming up on, this Thursday. So this may or may not be out in time for you to find out about the webinar that's coming out this Thursday. And that webinar is Finding Your Flow. And I do it relatively regularly, and I do promote it around Facebook and on my Instagram page. So the first 3/4, 2/3 of it is around flow and practice. So getting your client in, seeing the client, what you do in the hour that you've got with them, or how you turn it into an hour, because mostly people are trained to do an hour and a half, which I personally believe is too long for clients. They can't cope with an hour and a half because it's taken all up. Once they get to you or once they get online, it always takes longer. And I think they're exhausted by then. So I really promote no more than 1 hour with a client. So I talk about how to fit it into that 1 hour. I talk about follow-up, and I talk about, resources and things that we use in practice. And then the last 15, 20 minutes is always what's either coming up. So we've got College to Career coming up, but it's what's coming up a lot in the Facebook groups and people are asking a lot about. And this Thursday, I'm talking about getting those people you meet or your followers, whatever they may be, and turning them into your clients. And, the conversations we use, the places we can go, the systems that we can set out. So that's going to be the last little bit of that particular Finding Your Flow. So the first bit's always the same. And you might think, I've already seen that, or, I don't want to see it if she does it the same one every time. But because I only do it live, the recording are on my Podia page, but every time I do it, it's different. I have something different to say every single time I do it. So people will comment, I've seen this several times and it's always different. You always say something different. I've always changed it a little bit. I've always added something or changed something to it. But then I thought, what I haven't got for mentoring with Geraldine is a good download, is a good ebook. So I thought, right, time to make one of those. And you can download it from geraldineheadley.podia.com/ebook. And you can get it from there. So if you go into geraldineheadley.podia.com, which is where I store everything and where I have my major page these days and where everything is sitting, then you'll find all the things that I have on offer. And one of the newest things that I have on offer is the 90-day program. And this ebook will fit really nicely with the upcoming webinar on Thursday, which might be too late for you to know about that, but not to worry, there'll be another one. But it also fits very well with the 90-day program. Because in the 90-day program, I'm working with practitioners who've been in practice either a little while or they're changing their practice systems. There's something they need to do. There's something they know they need to change. They might be the therapist who is a practitioner, they're a naturopath as well, but they really need to start doing the naturopathy side because their body just isn't coping with the massage side. Something like that. That one I work with a lot, actually, that changeover from one profession to another. The nurse to the naturopath is another one that I work a lot with. The naturopath to the coach. So rather than being just a full naturopath, they like to, you feel the difference as you go through practice, realizing that the programs work better. You realize that you need to support in a different way. So there's a lot of changes, and that 90-day program really fits well with those people and people who are struggling. There's just something not quite fitting right. They are struggling with systems. And this ebook is all about the systems. So, what systems are out there? And I get asked this all the time, and you see it over Facebook all the time. What systems are out there? And then you go and have a look and you look at all the reviews and you start getting stuck. And I think some systems are better for us as therapists than others are, as natural health therapists. And some are free and some cost money. And so this ebook, 5 ways to attain ease in working online. And it's going to go through booking systems, payment systems, delivery systems, tech systems, and, where to sell and promote, how to do that without getting people's backs up. So, when we really think, it's a little bit of it as a list because you're going to have to do your own research, but I've certainly put my top ideas there. Now, I haven't got affiliates with most of these. That's something I'll have to work out, really. But it's quite important when you think about how am I going to change? What am I going to do? Are these things right for me? That we have a system in place. And that's what the 90-day program is all about. And that you book in to the 90-day program only the first. So you go into Acuity and it looks like it's $1,500 for one appointment. But no, that's because on my booking link, the in Podia, it looks slightly different. But if you actually get to my Acuity, you're booking one appointment and you'll be going, what? But you book the first one and then we book the subsequent ones from there each time I see you. So because we meet every fortnight for 90 days. And that means, there's a huge intake form. Sorry about that, everyone, but there has to be a huge intake form. So we can really get to grips with what's going on with the individual, with what is right for them. I'm a new practice. Is this right for me? Yeah, it's right for you. If you have already niched, if you know where you're going, if you don't need to learn the extra education that I offer within the graduate program, then this really is for you. You've been running your business for a while and you need to change over. It's like things that you need to do. Are your prices high enough? Client relationship problems, all of these things, would you like more clients? Need to change offers? Do you need to, what is it you need to do? You need to do something and you need that motivation, that support, and that knowledge to be able to help you. I've been in practice for 15 years and I've pretty much made every mistake possible. I haven't done that thing that all the Americans do and they say, I was down to my last $1 on my credit card. No, I have not done that. I have never maxed out a credit card because I don't believe we should have to do that. I believe that if we spend the correct and focused amount of time looking at where we are, what we should be doing and how we should do it, then we shouldn't be maxing out any credit cards. And there is time for business, your business, for your life. And maybe you have another job. Maybe you're part-time and you're trying to fit this in because full-time naturopathy or nutrition or coaching isn't for everyone. I'm full-time in it now. I really liked my lecturing post. I really liked going in to town. It's my day off, really. I'd go into the city and I'd see all the students and, I'd give my lecture and then I'd go to my favorite city cafe and I'd get my delicious salad lunch and I'd eat that and then I'd head home. So it was a bit of a day off, really. Yes, I had to lecture and yes, I had to do some work, but it was exciting for me to do something else, something different, to be somewhere else, to be somewhere different. And then, of course, 2020 changed all that. And we're not lecturing now. There's nobody in college doing one-on-one, one-on group, I should say, and lecturing to groups like I was. And I miss that. I miss that change. And prior to being a lecturer, I was nursing. And I missed this other part, this other job. And I've always enjoyed having 2 jobs. And I know that's not, lots of people want to do just one thing. They want to throw it all in and just be a naturopath. And that is totally and utterly cool. And I respect you for it. And I also respect all the people who are doing other things too, especially when you've got young children. You can't be full-time naturopath, full-time mother, full-time everything. Something has to give. And working out those boundaries can also be part of the 90-day program, because it really does respond to your needs. So if you wanted to go, I mean, I've left Podia. I can actually change my platform name. I could actually be GeraldineHeadley.com. I own GeraldineHeadley.com. However, I've decided to leave Podia in there to show this is the place where all my education sits, so that everybody knows Podia is Geraldine's platform for education. This is where she's housing all of her education. This is where she houses all of the webinars. This is where I can go and find those things, rather than being GeraldineHeadley.com, which is my website. So just thought I'd put that one in there, because I thought it does seem odd leaving Podia there when I can remove it. But I've made a conscious decision so that everybody knows what this platform is. And in GeraldineHeadley.podia.com /practitioner 90-day program, or just touch on the link at the top, which would be much easier, you'll find out all about the program and all about my desire for practitioners is to be the practitioner you want to be, to support the client base that you want to support, to have that knowledge base, that supporter in the background who's there to help you out. And I help you out as much as I can here on the podcast and in Strictly Education and Support. Of course, I've got lots of people in the academy now. The academy isn't being promoted again until next year, because we've got by the time you listen to this, we will have already had the virtual retreat, and loads of fun on that day. And the planning, of course, while we're there, we're doing our planning for next year, and they're going to help me plan their education for next year so that they're getting what they need. And if you join any of my other programs, you get that time in the academy. So you can really experience it, and then you can stay on the academy if you want to, but you get to really experience that space of education and support. And you can find out much, much more about all of these on my Podia page. So I would love you to go over there and check it out. I would love you to check out GeraldineHeadley.podia.com /ebook, so that you can download 5 ways to attain ease in working online. So I would love to hear from you. And in that ebook are the links to book in a focus call with me, a free 15-minute chat, because I love meeting people. That's one thing I really miss about going into the city and seeing everybody, is that contact time. So if you haven't had a focus call with me, or haven't had one at all, or certainly haven't had one in the last maybe 6-8 months, then please book in. I'd love to chat with you, find out what you're up to, find out what's going on with you and how I can help and support you, and which one of my programs might suit you best, because I don't want anyone in the wrong program. And if it isn't the right time for you, then it isn't the right time for you. And I'm more than happy to talk to you about that, where you are and where you're looking to go. You know, what is it? What is your dream? Where is it? And what is it you're trying to achieve? So I hope you've enjoyed today's podcast. I thought I ought to give you a little bit of a heads up about what's happening and about the new ebook. So if you'd like it, make sure you go to Podia /ebook. I thought I couldn't think of an easier name than that one, /ebook, so that you can get it. So brilliant chatting. I hope you have a fantastic day, afternoon, evening, whatever it is that's happening for you now. If it's not going so well, what I'd like you to do is tap your heels and wish to be in Kansas. No, I don't want you to do that. Like every good mother, I'll tell you to go and have a drink of water and you'll be fine in a minute. So have an absolutely brilliant rest of day. And I look forward to chatting to you or speaking to you, seeing you, hearing you on my next podcast. Bye for now.
Thanks so much for joining me today. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast for the weekly episodes. If you'd like even more support and learning, then the Academy is for you. Here you'll find part 2 of the herbal discussions, more clinical learning, and case studies to support your clients in practice. Bye for now.